Welcome, Virgos. Tarot Me and More. Tarot on the Beach edition. And it's Wednesday. Wednesdays mean Leo Virgo days for the singles and the couples reading. And this is the 4-pillar singles reading for the second week in April for our Virgo friends. Let's see what we got here. Name, light, love. It serves the greatest good. What do we say about our soulmate? We want to meet the soulmate for Virgos here. Find out about them. Deeper level. Okay, we're going to use the emotional, intellectual, sexual love, and then lifestyle core value. This is their emotional nature. A little different reading, so if you know tarot, give it a minute. This is their intellectual nature because it reads a little different. It's their sexual nature here. And a little bit of wind. Not bad today, guys. Stay on the beach. This is their core values and lifestyle. Okay. So when we look at them emotionally, Sagittarius and Cancer. I'm a Sag Sun, Cancer Moon. Mighty like that. But this is someone who's mature and balanced. They're emotionally available, emotionally intelligent, emotionally self-aware. With the Temperance card here, it brings that balance as the overall energy. It's really nice. It's like someone that's going to be calm. I'm trying to think of how they're going to be when you're sitting across from them. Soft, you know, listening more than talking. Even when looking at their intellectual here with the King of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. You're dealing with someone who's going to really be a listener and focus on you. And when it comes to intellectually, like, I want to say they don't take chances. But there's the Six of Pentacles in terms of the fairness aspect and the balance and the scales, and then the King of Pentacles certainly feels Virgo-y to me, like the Mercury or something. But this is someone that is very careful with what they say, and even like with what they think. I mean, this could even be someone who used bad punctuation. They might not like it, But what they're really not going to like is statements. And when it comes to all the world, I'm thinking of tarot and everything. They're not going to stand for any unsound statements. They're going to really have a strong sense of like, oh no, you did not just say that. Because they're really kind of focused on the reality of things and the truth of things and how helpful things are too. And also with Temperance and the Queen of Cups here, that whole quadrant here, they don't like negative thinking. They don't do negative thinking. Like, their thinking is productive, the Six of Pentacles. Um, and so and to look for a story, they may say to you, like, I don't do negative thinking, that kind of thing. They don't do drama. They might say, I don't do drama. I mean, this is also a person that's not going to look for the story. They don't tell you. They're likely not going to tell you dramatic stories about horrible exes, because with this kind of energy here, they're very probably careful about any relationship they get themselves into, anything. They're going to really think very in a grounded way, okay? They're not pie in the sky. They're not pie in the sky, what could be, what could be. I mean, they're all about, like, what are our resources and how are we going to use them? Nuts and bolts, practical energy. And so they may tell you like a story too, where they have a hobby where they use their hands and do something that's kind of practical, like maybe they grow herbs for cooking, or um, or working on building a solar unit in their house, this type of thing. They would like to spend their time doing something that they consider productive, positive, and constructive. No nonsense comes to mind. No nonsense person. Um, so yeah, not going to tolerate. They're not going to tolerate even statements. Like if someone says something that's to them outrageous or wrong or unhelpful, they're probably going to call it right out. So they might be kind of dominant in the way they speak. And I think like they're just going to be dominant in kind of holding an audience or holding your gaze, kind of a grounded energy with all this earth, all these coins, and they can have this kind of magnetism that's not projective. It's like they just draw you to them. So you might have a sense in a lot of people around them, almost like for unknown reasons, everyone around them is sort of like concerned about what does your person think about me? How do they like me? Am I doing all right with your person? And like even like people may later ask themselves, what do I care what that person thinks of me? But they do because they just have this energy. Like they make you want their approval in some way. Um, Comes to mind, too, parenting would be really important to them. They would take that very seriously and probably be a very good parent. They're just like kind of built for it, okay? I'm going to skip sexuality for a minute, come back to that to end. Because I want to look at their lifestyle and their core values here. And you have the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups. And it's quite a combination. Again, you don't read this quite like a normal reading, but now the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups in terms of lifestyle and core values. You know, Mostly what comes to mind is this is someone who must follow their love, what they love. Now, I'm not talking about relationships here. Remember, this is your person, so I'm not talking about the Knight of Cups as a player at all. I'm talking about when they, in terms of life and their work and what they do and their lifestyle, their heart has to be in it. If they were the kind of young person, this is a story, something when they were young, they were like, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to be a musician. I'm not going to be a doctor. I'm not going to be a lawyer. Because they're not going to do something unless they really love it. And then when they do, they're going to pursue it with all of their heart. I think the cups here is kind of like the hearts here, where their heart is. And so now remember, this is your person. So when you're with them, I mean, they're going to give you everything. Like they're going to give you all of their love. So and also like they're all in or all out type of person, the inner woman. So they're not going to do anything halfway. So you'll look at that in terms of career, tell you stories like that. They're not going to be half-assing some 9 to 5 job just to make ends meet. I guarantee you they're going to do something that means something to them. And that's what they're going to tell you about. Okay, that's not one way you're going to know. Another way you're going to know. Okay, so Virgo sexually, with the Four of Wands and Judgment, um, what I could say is they're a one man woman or a one woman man, for sure. Um, with Judgment there, I just have a feeling like this is another person. They may not have a lot of sexual experience outside of relationships and maybe even marriages. So, um, because they take it very seriously, you know. And they may tell you a story. Remember, this is your person. Nobody's perfect. But when they were younger, they might say, like, I tended to marry the person I had sex with. Because when they have sex, I think this person, it really just like opens them right up. And they're pretty balanced here, right? So it's probably a profound experience for them to be opened up. I mean, vulnerable, to become vulnerable and stuff. And they may have noticed before that when they do it, um, it really opens them up to the person. Because, with this Knight of Cups and Ace of Cups, it's going to affect their love life too. Um, so when they feel this emotional, what's going on with them is when they feel an emotional attachment to something, some work, some passion, something they want to do, some interest, that's when they become the knight and really go for it. Might have a Cancer Mars, come think of it too. So it's kind of the same thing with the sex. You know, once they have that, it opens them up. It opens up this part of them that wants to give their heart to something. You know, really wants to pour their heart into life. And so ultimately, they're going to pour their heart into you. You know, um, and they're going to go when they make love. They're going to be good because you got the four wands here. Wands are passion. Um, and with judgment, I think like they might just take it pretty seriously. You know, sex might be more than sex to them. It does a lot. So it's not just fun and games. It's them. It's going to be very bonding in terms of your relationship, and a very important part of your relationship for them. Um, and they're gonna really open up to you only when they feel like they're in love and they're in some kind of a long-term commitment with you, which may come pretty fast. This is your soulmate, and you get out there and meet them, Burgess. So let me know. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. You know, deal. Let me know what you think. Appreciate it. Like is easy. It's good karma.